Hello everybody and welcome to Eddzshed. Today we are doing Twilight Arbor. In fact it's path 1, but obviously with Twilight Arbor it's actually down and up we're doing here. So maybe that would be path 2. It doesn't work the same as with the other dungeons, as I'm sure you're aware. But this is the actual Nightmare Court path, and this is the down-up path. Right, so this first bit, you can see that I'm actually playing a Guardian, and these are really good at clearing out these vile blossoms, and they're really good with the staff for clearing them out, as you can see. We've also got plenty of other Guardians in this party, so they're also able to get through them. As you're going through them, there'll be some Nightmare Court hounds and stuff. They're very easy to skip, so you can just run straight through this bit. I'm not going to bother showing you the whole bit. It's very much a corridor, and you just push through it, so yeah. Right, so that's a very straightforward bit, and it leads you out into this room, and this is where you're going to have your first sort of boss fight. It's easy enough to get to. You just got to kill some of the creatures in this room to actually to trigger it. We're going to wait here until the rest of our party's arrived, as one of them was struggling a bit with the running due to lag, and then we're going to show you how to actually go ahead and kill everything in here and beat the boss. Right, so the first few of these vines that we're going to be fighting in this area are easy enough to kill. They're only sort of elites. They'll go down very quickly with most parties. Also, be aware of all the spores around you, or the blossoms, I should say. It's as I say, it's great with the Guardian. With the staff, they're very easy to clear using just the normal one ability with them. So you'll see me occasionally just breaking off from the actual main fight just to wipe them out, so that we've got a clear space to actually be fighting these creatures. Right, so now that we've taken down, I think it was 4 of them at this point, we've taken down possibly 5. The main boss has actually spawned here, which you can clearly see. It's a lot bigger than the other ones. You can be trying to avoid all of these red circles. We, however, aren't, and that's purely because each individual red circle doesn't do a huge amount of damage, and with us having, I think it was 2 Guardians in the party at this point, we were just able to do far more healing than we were actually getting dealt damage. But you'll probably want to be dodging and dancing around them just to try and avoid some damage if you're not as lucky as we were with our party. Right, and then after that boss fight, obviously we've got the section here where we're going to be allowed to select whether or not we go up or forwards. We're going to, of course, select the up path on this playthrough. Right, so we have just come sort of up around the corner, and we have stacked into this corner here. And we're going to slowly pull the mobs towards us. You can see one of the engineers is doing that now. And we're just going to kill them as they come around the corner. You don't want to go in there all guns blazing, trying to pull everything. I dare say that there are parties that can do it, but for the average group that you're going to be finding, you just wanted to pull them in bit by bit, and you can take care of them at your own time, and completely clear the room to actually take on the main boss. Right, so with the last of them cleared there, we're actually clear to come into the room and fight this big spider. It's got sort of a frontal conal attack that you'll probably see at some point here, and it's also got the thing where it will just spit out circular AoE things. You can see me running around as if I have no idea what I'm doing at this point, but I was actually hoping to switch my skills so that I could use the wall of reflection on that attack there that we've just seen. But I realised that this was a waste of time. We were getting the health down quick enough anyway, so you'll just see me run around the mob now, and it's just your usual sort of kiting it and hitting it without getting hit yourself sort of thing. There's no great skill to this one. Right, now once again going through this area, Guardians are very useful for actually clearing out all of these blossoms, but other than that you're just going to want to be skipping all of the mobs in here. There's I think a few of them may actually have immobilization abilities, but it's no big concern so long as you're able to keep moving and keep you dodging about right. And this is the area if you're going to get stuck, you're going to get stuck at when you've got all of the spiders about, because as I say, some of them do have an immobilization. And as you come down here, you'll actually be able to lose aggro just around the corner. Make sure as you enter this room, you don't hit any of the spider sacks. That will cause you a lot of grief later on. So just keep that in mind. Right, and then for this boss battle here, you'll want to have actually pulled the boss into this little corridor bit that you can see, or this little, almost like cave bit, and all the time avoiding touching those eggs, because they will spawn more spiders, and they will seriously mess your group up if you start hitting them. So yeah, bring them into this area, and you can fight pretty comfortably without any real issues. Part of the way through, the boss does transform into a monster, or into a spider I should say, but it doesn't really affect what the boss is doing, and you should still be able to take her out just as easy. And with that, we're able to run through this room, still avoiding the eggs. You don't want to make it hard for anybody who has to respawn in here. And we can collect the chest, and we can do the final skip towards the boss at the end of this this bit. All the while, you've still got the blossoms to contend with. Guardians, as I've said many times, are great dealing with them. Come to think of it, the engineer with their flamethrower, also pretty effective at clearing them. But just keep moving, and you should get through without any real hassle. Right, and so here we've got two sort of guards that are going to be just in front of the final boss. You can pretty much fight them anyway. It's best to keep them both clumped together, so obviously you're hitting both at the same time. We chose to fight them here by this plant. And no technique at all. I don't think they've got any real special abilities, so just beat them in the face and you'll get through this nice and quickly. Right, and so here is the main boss of this particular dungeon. And the easiest and simplest way that you can deal with this is simply just to run round to the back of it and fight it from behind, basically. It'll still spawn in this particular path. I believe it's sort of like mortar turrets, the seed pod turrets. But it's nothing to be worried about. You can just get behind here and wail on it without any real challenge or problem. So yeah, just go ahead. This will go down very quickly, so we'll just skip to pretty much the end here, and you can see it. Right, so there we go. The boss has gone down. As I say, there was no issue at all getting him down. And something to note is the turrets will stay up. They'll continue to shoot you, so you're best to pretty much leave the dungeon as soon as that's over. And I hope you like, subscribe, all those other good things. Please do it. It really helps. And check out my other videos. See you around.